I'd like to cover the differences between the three species of Nyssa that we find in the Gulf Coastal Plain, particularly in South Mississippi. There are three species that can resemble each other very closely. The first one is Nyssa aquatica. The second one is Nyssa biflora. The last one is Nyssa sylvatica. Let's start with Nyssa aquatica. Of the three species, Nyssa aquatica has the largest leaf. The habitat for Nyssa aquatica is pretty much flooded river, swampy areas. It likes to be in water, hence the name Nyssa aquatica. The leaves, again, are fairly large, up to 7 inches long. You can see it has a nice acuminate leaf tip. The next species I'd like to cover is Nyssa sylvatica. Nyssa sylvatica is our most widely distributed Nyssa. In fact, it's common throughout the eastern United States. It has a lot of variability in the leaves. In fact, you can even have some young leaves that have a little bit of toothiness to the margins. But in general, they're going to have a little bit of an acuminate leaf tip on some leaves, or just a plain acute tip on others. So acute to acuminate leaf tips. These can grow in a wide variety of habitats. They can grow near water, but they can equally be as happy in drier uplands. The last species I'd like to cover is Nyssa biflora. It is restricted to the coastal plain, and as you can see, of the three species, Nyssa aquatica and Nyssa sylvatica and Nyssa biflora, it has the smaller leaves. In general, its leaves are more elliptical or ovate than the other species. You can see here over Nyssa sylvatica, this one's kind of obovate or wider towards the tip. Here it's widest in the middle for Nyssa aquatica, but a very strongly acuminate leaf tip. Here, these are more or less just fairly elliptical leaves. Nyssa biflora prefers wetland habitats, and you will often see them in swamps and what we call gum ponds along the coastal plain. Both Nyssa biflora and Nyssa sylvatica will have buttressed trunks in areas where they are frequently flooded. We typically don't see those buttressed trunks on Nyssa sylvatica. Historically, Nyssa biflora was considered a variety of Nyssa sylvatica, and in some textbooks and guidebooks you'll still see them listed as such, but now Nyssa biflora is recognized as being a distinct species. Without leaves, there's some other ways to distinguish them. If they have fruits, as the name Nyssa biflora indicates, the fruits and the flowers and then the subsequent fruits are going to be born in clusters of 2. Whereas in Nyssa sylvatica, they're going to have 3 to 5 fruits per cluster. There's also some differences. The fruits are actually small purple drupes, and when you look at the drupes and the stone of the drupes, there's some differences in ridging and so forth. But to be honest, if you're having to get that close to distinguish the two, you've probably already missed a boat on telling them apart. The fruits on Nyssa aquatica are significantly larger than the fruits of the other 2 species, so there's generally not any trouble distinguishing these fruits from the other 2 species.